السلام عليكم، كيف الحال؟ اسمي أركان الطري. أهلا وسهلا.
Assalamu alaikum, Ismi Arkan al-Tari. Welcome or welcome back to Arabi Sahel Easy Arabic podcast. I'm so excited for today's lesson. Today we're gonna combine almost all what we've learned so far. Well, not everything, but we're gonna combine them into a dialogue. It's a short dialogue. It's not by any means a full conversation from hello to goodbye and everything in between. But it's the beginning of a conversation between two people meeting for the first time. That means in future lessons, we will learn more to add to this conversation. Here's a conversation between Yunis, a guy, and Ruba, a girl, meeting for the first time. I'm going to read to act the conversation first, and then we're going to go over each phrase or sentence or part of the dialogue and, explain it more. Assalamu alaikum. Waalaikum assalam. كيف الحال؟ Alhamdulillah, tamam. شو الأخبار؟ Alhamdulillah, mashi elHal. Ismi Yunis. شو اسمك؟ اسمي روبا. tsharafna. وأنا aktar. من وين inte؟ أنا من فلسطين. وإنتي؟ يا هلا. أنا من سوريا. يا هلا. I'd like to apologize for my lack of skills in acting or changing my voice. Maybe I'll improve in the future, hopefully, because we have other conversations and dialogues in future lessons. Okay, we're going to start with the bit. First, before I start, this dialogue is in Shami, and I intended to do this dialogue in Shami and not in Fusha, because as I explained before, when you're communicating with people, you communicate in the dialect, in the Shami dialect on this podcast, for example. So for you to learn how to communicate with people in dialect would be more beneficial for you than learning in MSA. Again, we still understand Fusha when you speak to us in Fusha, but it's a bit weird in our ears to communicate with people in Fusha because it's not what we do. And I'm assuming that you'd like to mingle with the locals and native speakers as natively as possible, if that's even a word. All right, now that I have explained myself, let's dive into the dialogue. So first thing, when people meet, they exchange greetings. Assalamu alaikum, waalaikum assalam. And then we like to ask how we're doing. كيف الحال? كيف الحال? We learned that كيف الحال is a way of saying how are you in the most generic way. And then the way you answer it depends on you. Here our character is answering with Alhamdulillah, tamam. Alhamdulillah, tamam. And then right away you ask the person how they're doing. شو الأخبار? شو الأخبار is another way of saying how are you. And this is also the generic version. So it's not like feminine or masculine. It's just the generic one. And our character here, the second character, answers differently. Alhamdulillah, mashi elHal. You notice that Alhamdulillah is in both their answers. This is common, pretty common. Mashi elHal is a way of saying you're okay, you're doing well, you're not great, but we don't complain. So Alhamdulillah, mashi elHal. Ismi Yunis. He introduces himself. شو اسمك? And then he asks her about her name. شو اسمك? And she answers simply, Ismi Ruba. Ismi Ruba. Now quickly, the first character would say tsharafna. Nice to meet you. Tsharafna. Tsharafna. And she replies, wana aktar. Wana aktar. Literally means, and I more. It means, I'm more honored to have met you. And then she asks, min ween inte? Min ween inte? Previously we learned this question. Where are you from? And he answers, أنا من فلسطين. I'm from Palestine. أنا من فلسطين. وإنتي? and you for feminine. Winti. Now she first replies, hala. In a way, it's like saying welcome, but also it means, oh, welcome. I'm very happy to meet somebody from Palestine. And then she answers, أنا من سوريا. أنا من سوريا. I'm from Syria. And then, of course, he has to say, hala as well. hala. It's like they're happy to have met each other from different countries. All right, let me for the last time try my best to act the dialogue again. Assalamu alaikum. Waalaikum assalam. كيف الحال؟ Alhamdulillah, tamam. شو الأخبار؟ Alhamdulillah, mashi elHal. Ismi Yunis. شو اسمك؟ اسمي Ruba. tsharafna. وأنا aktar. من ween inte؟ أنا من falastin. winti؟ hala. أنا من suryya. hala. I tried my best. I hope it works. There you go. Now you have a full conversation. Well, the beginning of a full conversation. But now you can go ahead, meet people, and get to know each other. Today's cultural point. So in today's dialogue, we reviewed and learned again 2 phrases for saying how are you. كيف الحال؟ شو الأخبار? Arabs, we have this habit, and I can say that for sure because I'm one of those people, that we like to ask a person that we've met by accident. Let's say you're running errands and you meet somebody that you know. You tend to ask them, how are you, several times, and you change up the question each time. So you meet somebody, hi, how are you? And then you go, كيف الحال? And then they answer and they ask you back. And then you tell them, oh, شو الأخبار? And then they answer you and ask you back. And then you're like, كيف الصحة? How is your health? كيف العيلة? How is the family? And the entire interaction is just asking about how you're doing and how your family is. And it's quite awkward to leave this interaction because it's a brief interaction. You're not catching up. You're just like saying, hello, how are you? And then you need to get on with your life. Both of you, actually. It's really awkward to end it, but you just end the conversation and carry on with your task. All right, that's it for today.
I hope you enjoyed the lesson. يعطيكم العافية. See you in the next lesson. Assalamu alaikum.